Hey, what's going on everyone? Scott Bentley, that mortgage guy. I'm out here in Middle River today with Melvin Henson and John Crissafulli. Melvin is an awesome gentleman I've been working with for about 5 years on rehab options and inspections and stuff like that. And we wanted to come on today to tell a little bit about his side of the process and what 203K consultants do and what inspectors are looking for up front when they look at properties. So how you doing, Melvin?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me today, Scott. So what we like to do is we like to look at the property and get an idea of what the property is going to tell us, as a home inspector, and get an idea what repairs are needed based on HUD standards.
Well, let's go take a look at this house.
Outstanding. The first thing I'd like to do is I'd like to start on the outside and take a walk around the property and get an idea as to what the roof looks like to me, that it's been recently replaced, or it's the original. I don't know how old the house is as of yet. Anyone knows how old the house is yet? Okay, so we do want to look at the windows. We always want to make sure that we're looking at the exterior for penetration. That's very important. So as we continue to move around, we want to look at the drain. We want to make sure that the drain is leading away from the house. So we're looking at the plat here. We tend to walk around, and then we look at what we find around the house. Sort of like this log here that's already been rotted. So that's telling me that the water has been doing some good damage to it. So then we'll look up, and we'll look at the siding here. For me, that's a potential violation right there. That's telling me that there's a possibility that the water can be penetrating the house. So we do want to pay attention to that, on the inside, to see whether or not we have some water coming inside or if that's just on the exterior. While I'm circling around the house, I always look for the runoff. As we can see, the runoff is going towards this direction here. That helps me to understand that a lot of water is not going to sit on this side of the house here. It's going to run down to those folks' house over there. The roof. I want to get an opportunity to look at the drain, the gutters. See what we have going on here. You can see we have a small sag here in the drain. So that tells me that the water is already coming over the side. So the nails that secure the gutter is already starting to break loose. As we move forward, I want to take a good look at the foundation of the house here. We see a small crack over there, but it doesn't seem to me that it could be an active crack. Most active cracks are in a V shape. Normally, if the edges are rounded, that tells me that it's an old crack, that it's been there a little while. All right, while we're back here, we want to look at what's going on here. And every now and then, we want to touch things, just to see if it's going to fall off. We want to look at the ledger board to see whether it's been penetrated. Hopefully not. We don't see any damage. We'll keep it moving. Touching on things just a little bit. So as we come around this side here, for me, as you see, the drain doesn't go all the way down to the ground. A minor fix. However, the water going down underneath the foundation is never good. It's a minor fix, okay? Outside of that, the only other thing I see is a nail coming out of the gutter at the top up there. Potential problem, okay? A minor fix again, but we always want to pay attention. All right, as we come inside, we're going to check the door, the operation of the door. Every single door has to operate as what it's designed to do. Doorknob, lock, okay, hinges. You want to look in the closet, which is all part of your initial walkthrough. Your initial walkthrough is so important. We want to look at the damage. Now, looking at this ceiling right here, this is telling me when I get upstairs, I want to look around to see why this ceiling had to be repaired. So that's a notation in the back of my mind when I get upstairs. So I'm going to continue to walk around. I just want to peek just a little bit underneath here to see if I see damage like right here. So you know what that's telling me? That's telling me that water is getting on the inside here from outside and starting to rot the wood on the inside. Well, normally what happens is the contractor, okay, will open up the window, open up the exterior window, storm window there, and then assess the damage from the outside, okay? Because you have to stop the water from coming inside that's rotting the wood on the inside. So once you patch that, then we'll come on the inside and we'll install a new ledge. Same thing you see here, okay? Those are minor repairs, but they lead to big problems. Because what can happen is the water can go down, okay? And if it don't come out here, then it'll go down into the basement. So, as we continue to walk around, we're just looking for potential issues as part of the initial walkthrough. And it looks like to me all the windows look like to me that they need to be caulked on the outside. See the rust? Okay, those are signs that the caulking on the outside is starting to fail. So we want to look at that on the outside. Same here, see? The wood's already rotten, see that? So we're being penetrated for sure, okay? We'll continue to move around. I'll take a quick peek at the thermostat. That's going to give me an idea of what kind of furnace we have downstairs as far as just the heating. Some houses have separate units. One's all heat, and then they have a separate unit for AC. Okay, as we continue to move forward, I always look underneath the cabinet. So that reason right there. That's the reason right there. I talk a lot about this in the home buying workshops that we work in, primarily because if you don't fix that leak and you decide to sell your house 5 years from now and you forget about that leak, then all these cabinets will need to be replaced. That could easily cost you at least $20,000 off of your selling price. Primarily because these cabinets are going to be obsolete in what, a year? Therefore, when you go to replace this cabinet, this part, just the base, okay, you're not going to be able to match, so you can replace them all. That is very important. So with that being said, we'll continue to move on. So now I want to look at the countertop to look for a GFI. I don't see one as of yet. Okay, we have water here. Okay, code says within 6 feet of water, you have an outlet. You gotta have a GFI, okay? We don't have one, okay? So that's telling me right there that that needs to be inside the report, okay, to make the house up to code. So as we continue to walk around, I want to touch on things like this rail right here. It looks like I'm just touching it, but actually I'm checking it. Okay. Okay, for me, I see water on the floor. Where does the water come from? Okay, so now I want to look and see what type of repairs we're making. Are we making repairs someplace over in this part of the house that requires water? And I don't see any. So, where is this water coming from? That's my question. Okay? So I don't. All right. So, when we look inside the utility room, we want to look and see. So this hot water tank tells me that it's been here a little while, primarily because there's no expansion tank on the hot water tank. Okay? The new code requires an expansion tank on all new installs on hot water tank. I can see there's some violations here. Okay, the overflow here, pressure relief valve needs to be 6 inches off the floor, which is not. Okay, you can see here. Okay, that's code. Okay, the expansion tank. And as I turn this away to look at the furnace, so it looks to be what we call serviceable. Okay, we would really have to fire it up, which is not what we're here to do today, but we don't see any visual damage. All right, so where is the door? Okay, this door here would need to be vented, okay? So do we have a door laying around here that's not installed? No? Okay. All right. Yeah, all the windows apparently need to be caulked on the outside. And this is a cutoff valve here, which there should be an access panel here to keep the kids from going inside. Okay. Okay. So we have a sub pump in this small area here. I'm guessing this is pantry. So we know it works. Simple lift. Okay. Normally, as an FHA inspection, we don't take the face off of the service panel. However, since it's already off, we'll take a peek inside, see what we see. And I don't see anything that I should be concerned. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for burn marks. I'm looking for double tapping. I'm looking for loose wires. And I don't see any of those. So we're looking good. All right, as we continue forward, we touch things. We not only see with our eyes, we see with our feet. When you're coming up the steps, if the risers on the steps numbers are off, you'll automatically recognize that because you'll be required to lift your leg just a little bit higher. Then that will make you want to look at the steps. We'll start right here. Okay. I see an access panel in the closet, so that makes me want to take a peek. I don't see any deficiencies in there as of yet, but we're going to get a good look. Now, for me, whenever I see paneling on the wall, for me, if they tell me they're going to take the panel down, then I would say to them that if by chance there's some issues behind the paneling, that we're probably going to have to tap into their contingency to make the proper repair. Normally, paneling at this stage is used to hide things. Paneling and suspended ceilings. They're notorious for hiding things.
And just so everyone knows, the contingency is 10% of the renovation amount in your budget. So if you're doing $50,000 in repairs, it's only around $5,000 of your renovation amount. And it's just meant for excess things that pop up or things that you didn't anticipate, and it's a security fund.
Okay. As these fine gentlemen know, every bedroom has to have certain components. Closets, windows. So then we'll see if the closets work. Okay, we probably want to fix that. Same thing with the doors. Why does the door need to close? People ask me that in their home buying workshops. Why does the door need to close? Because there's a handle here, which has a latch for a reason. If the house catches fire, the door needs to be closed in order to keep the fire out. Just that simple. Okay? So, a room of this nature here, we don't see a lot of deficiencies in here, so we would probably want to spend less money in this room. Let's take a peek in the closet. We're good. We're in good shape. We're in good shape. Now the bathroom, under the sink, we appear to be in good shape. Behind the toilet, leak. So being so that we have the tub here, we're going to take another look over here at that access panel over here, just to peek in there. Okay, there is none. Okay. So if we had a leak behind this wall in this bathroom right here, we'd have to tear the wall out. That could be costly. Yeah, it could. Yeah. So hopefully, they would never experience something like that. Okay? So, wow. I've never seen this before. Okay. All right, we're in good shape in here.
Thank you again for tuning in with us. Everyone have a great day.
Thanks, guys.